Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today I will just be doing a bit of a hobby workshop here. I just recently got some more Malifaux miniatures, so I've got like let's see here if it'll focus. Some little like tree friends, and then a swamp witch to control them. Also this little murderous puppet. Come on, focus. He's got a nice big old nail, like a railroad spike through him, and then he's got scissors to make sure you know he's dangerous. He's armed and dangerous. So tiny, small, yeah. He's a he goes with the witch. Whenever the witch is threatened, it summons this little puppet dude to murder some people for her. It's degen hours, but I'm still here. Hey yo, Dark Mage. It's good to see you. If you want, I can do your requested. I can paint the model that you requested, but I was gonna do that tomorrow and Sunday when when it's a reasonable hour for you to be awake. I am building. I'll bring the box over. I got some more Malifaux miniatures. So this is specifically Zoraida the Swamp Hag. So got a nice witch over here. Some tree, because I gotta buy the tree people. Big tree dude, little doll. Puppet. I think it's a voodoo doll. I think it's supposed to be. The model's called Bad Juju. Yeah, I do too. It's a banger name. And then also, I have this terrain from now I'm blanking. Hivestorm. The Hivestorm box for Kill Team. It's Killzone Focus terrain that I've been painting up slowly. So I might do some painting. Just kind of depends on how I'm feeling today. Today's going to be a lot less structured. I'm just going to be sitting here kind of hobbying and and hanging out. But this box arrived today, so I'm pretty excited about it. So that's why I'm doing it right now. I have heaps of unbuilt terrain. Yeah, I have the terrain built, just not painted. Like, here's another. This one's just been primed. And then I got these bad boys over here. The stronghold pieces, not even primed. And actually I still have to do some cleaning up on the building too. But I do really like the Kill Team terrain. And originally I painted, hold on, let me see if I can grab my sample. Originally I painted it like this, which is like, okay, it looks pretty good. But I kind of like this a little bit better. So I'm still going to be doing like the copper like accents and stuff. But I like the kind of like the dark blue instead of the just flat gray. And then I got to make sure you know where the doors are. That's important. I have a boarding action terrain box lying around here somewhere. Yeah. I like the Kill Team terrain. I like the way that they did terrain in Kill Team, where they have like specific terrain setups and stuff. Makes the terrain feel intentional, and like you don't have to like think about it or like worry about like your opponent stacking the terrain against you or whatever. None of that garbage. Ooh, look at that. Comes with the smallest skull you've ever seen. This dude's just got like... He's got like little teeth on his back. Bro. What is this? I do like Necromunda terrain. If I want to play a very condensed Hive City game. Yeah, I haven't played Necromunda. I have heard a lot of people say good things about it. All the better to eat you with? Yeah, I mean, I guess. It's got little teeth on his back. Sure, why not? Personally, I like having teeth in my mouth, but maybe I'm biased. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I've never had teeth on my back, so like, how am I to know if it's good or bad? You know. What? Alright, the one thing I will say about Malifaux miniatures is they don't really come with instructions. So I'm just kind of like guessing. Which they are, to be fair, they are fairly intuitive to put together. But there are some pieces where, like, where I'm just like, is that really how it's supposed to fit? Like, I don't know. I think there's a little bit of sprue on this one, and that's why it's not fitting together properly. That's much better. See, I'm like, where do these arms even go? Where's the box? Bro. And I immediately messed up the legs. Alright. We're just gonna put that guy down for now. You get to go on the timeout, buddy. Finished putting my first 1,000 Suns in the bone scheme. Just didn't turn out the way you wanted it to? Oh no. What happened? Like, you just didn't like how it looked, or you couldn't achieve like the colors that you wanted? Like, did you have a new like scheme in mind based off of how it went? Found him difficult to look at? Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say, if you wanted some help, I could help walk you through maybe some ways to improve it. But if you don't like how the colors look together, like that's a different thing, right? Like at that point you're like, all right, back to the drawing board. Like let me cook up a new scheme. Because like, sometimes that happens where you're like, ooh, this sounds cool, but then you do it and you're like, eh. It's a lot cooler in theory. I've done that with my Sylvaneth quite a few times, actually. My current Sylvaneth color scheme is like iteration number 3. I'm like on my 3rd round of painting my Sylvaneth models. I think rather than going for a bone white, I actually wanted more of a sandy color. Okay. Interesting. So maybe something more like these colors? Baylor Brown, Zemezi Desert type of deal. XP80 is the base, yeah. That was actually kind of hard to put together. Probably should have done it in stages, but it's all good. Alright. Bad Juju is up. And this guy is like actually a miniature, like... Guess we're just gonna go for it though. Full send. Who needs instructions, bro? I put together a miniature or two. I know how it goes. Surely nothing could go wrong, right? It is 1 a.m. Personally, I think... I don't know, it kind of depends. Usually, if it's, for me, when it gets late, I usually like to build, or I like to paint something like terrain. Like a terrain piece like this, where I'm doing like stippling and dry brushing with like a fat brush, where I just get to like hit the model. Like, that's the kind of thing that I like to do if I'm like up late and I'm like tired. I don't want to think too much, right? Building is also kind of like that for me, where it's like if I don't want to think a whole lot, I'll do some building. Because it's pretty chill and usually doesn't require like a whole lot of brain power. If you can put together flayed ones or Sylvaneth, you can build anything for real. Bro, what? You know, I don't understand X-Acto knives. Like, why is the blade always so loose, you know? Physics? Yeah, I don't... Like, it just feels poorly designed, you know? And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just like a cheap product. But I got this one. This one is Exacto branded. So like, I actually thought this one would be different than my previous knife, my previous hobby knife. Like I thought it would be better, but it's kind of not. And that's just kind of sad. I was trying to think about it. I was like, what if the blade needs the wiggle room so that it doesn't break, right? Like maybe, maybe fully securing the blade causes it to snap more frequently because it doesn't have room to move and shift. But then I was like, I don't know. Am I giving them too much credit? I used the Citadel hobby knife. It's very well designed. Oh man. Nah. So you're saying I just have a bad one? That's tough. I'll put more thought into my next one that I buy. My biggest criteria this time was better blades, because my previous hobby blades, I'd put like one model together and then it'd be like dull and breaking, and I was like, please get me some blades that will last more than one kit, you know? Like, and this one seems better, so like a lot better so far in terms of durability and like sharpness. So that I am happy with. They are interchangeable. But like when I was having to replace the hobby blade, like I said, like every time I put together a kit, I had to like change out the hobby blade. Like that was kind of getting annoying. And like I felt like it was very wasteful. But I did buy like 100 of these blades, so they're ass. Oh no. You can't even buy them separately? No. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, these ones are very interchangeable. Like I said, I got like 100 extra of these blades. Although, I will say, the blades came in this box, and they're just like loose in the box. And I'm like, bro, this seems dangerous. Like 100 Exacto knife blades just like in this little box. It kind of looks like it fits here. The safety suggestions, exactly. Yeah, this could go here. You know, this is kind of fun, actually. Building a model unburdened by instructions, purely just off of vibes, you know? See how it ends up. It's not the most complicated model, for sure. I would definitely not want to build like a GW model without instructions. That sounds horrible. Actually. Really? Never used instructions and just kit bashes the hell out of everything? That's nice, actually. See, the thing with, like, GW models, though, is a lot of it, like, sometimes you get pieces that, like, if you glue them together, it makes it so that other pieces won't fit. And that kind of sucks. And I guess that just means I need to dry fit parts more, right? He plays guard because of course he does. Oh no. Yeah. But like, I'm thinking like, yeah, because I'm building a tree dude, I'm thinking about like the Sylvaneth Tree Lord. Bro. Never in 100 years do I think I would be able to put together that kit correctly without instructions. It's just not gonna happen. These parts don't go together. It's kind of unfortunate, actually. I really thought they were gonna go together. It's his other arm. You know, maybe I should have paid attention to the numbers before I cut the pieces out. That might have been a good, like a good hint to which ones go together. Oh well. That ship has sailed. We're going full puzzle mode on this one. New stream challenge, putting together an Imperial Knight without instructions. No, don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Oh man. That also would be terrible. Yeah, cause some kids like Space Marines, I don't need instructions for like your basic Space Marine, right? But yeah, like this, like a lot of the Sylvaneth models. Like a knight? Nah, it's not happening. The kid doesn't know how to go together with instructions? Yeah! A lot of those bigger kits, like some of the pieces just don't fit together well. Even if you are putting them together with instructions, like properly, still some of the pieces just don't go together well. And that would be, you'd like I'd start second guessing myself. Like I'd be like, oh, this doesn't dry fit together perfectly. Like Is this even the right piece? Alright, let's see here. That looks good. I like that. I like that. One thing I'm looking into getting is have you seen the videos of people using makeup sponges to paint minis? I'm thinking about getting some of those to work with because it looks pretty fun actually. And it looks pretty good for like stippling, you know? So I'm gonna get some and try it out. See how it goes. I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I think it looks interesting. I think it's at least worth a shot. Might be a new tool I add to my repertoire. Like I've used sponges, right? So like it's not too different from using a sponge. Oh boy. Primarily used for putting on transfers? Oh, that's really cool, actually. Hydrate? Yeah, I got you. Thank you for the water. Buddy. Alright, so this is what the model looks like. See if we can get some reference. This is definitely like his face. Oh, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. And the face piece fits. Oh, that's beautiful. Water who? We don't know her, yo. You drink water too, Sleepy. We're in the jigsaw puzzle part of it? Exactly. Uh-oh. Not too big of an uh-oh, but just a little bit. Had to go find it. You went on an adventure. I need to gap fill this piece a little bit. Especially let's see if I push it together really hard, if that'll sometimes you can make some gaps go away by putting enough plastic glue and like forcing the pieces together. Let's give it a little bit of wiggle to like stretch out the plastic a little bit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm guessing this is the other side of his face. Maybe? Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Dude's a chonker. You'll love to see it. Ow. He's poking. Capital B beefy, exactly. I don't know what he did to get the name Bad Juju, but he deserves it for sure. Definitely thick enough to be called Bad Juju. And honestly, this is one of those models where a few gaps I don't think will matter all that much, especially with like the wood grain, like, but I might as well do my best to, you know, make them go away. No reason to intentionally leave gaps, I think. I am very excited to paint this model. You get the classic Sylvaneth things, and then you have this little puppet here that I'll be able to do some like. That'll be fun to paint. The boat on his back has like a lantern on it, that I think I'm gonna do like a lighting effect on the, like around the boat, like it's glowing. That'll be fun. I think I just need to go back to painting my Sylvaneth, honestly. More Sylvaneth painting. We need more monsters in films to be renamed to Bad Juju. Yeah, for real. It's a banger of a name. What is going on here? That's kind of sick. What color is this guy supposed to be? Looks like a lot of green in the character art here. I love this voodoo puppet thing. This thing is amazing. I'm gonna do that for sure when I'm painting him. Although getting those patterns on this dude, that's gonna be so much fun. But I think I'm gonna do more of a classic, like, you know, like dryad bark. And then some green for the moss. You know, red for the mushrooms. We'll see. Oops. I think I'm definitely gonna do glowing eyes. I'll have a couple of sources of glowing on this model, just because I think it's gonna look cool. I mean, in general, that's like, like with my Sylvaneth, you know, doing a more drab color scheme, and then having like bright, glowing like runes, or like the highly saturated like spiritual skin tones, I think works really well. Time to break out the my precious posture. Yeah, exactly. Turn into an absolute gremlin to paint that pattern on that on the voodoo doll. Whoa! Yeah. And the details on this model are fun, again. Like, he's got a little voodoo doll on him, and he's got a snake wrapped around his shoulder. It'll be fun to do like a pattern on the scales of the snake. Like, that'll be cool. Maybe I should start looking up, like, poisonous snake patterns. Where I live, there's a type of poisonous, like, water snake that's, it's black, but then it has, like, red and yellow, like, stripes on it. That that might be interesting. Cause like rattlesnakes, like desert rattlesnakes, are just like browns. Like, not gonna do that for sure. Like a poisonous snake with like that has like a fun colored pattern on it might be cool. Have I come across one? I have. I tried to pick it up as a kid, actually. And my mom yelled at me. I was like, bro, try to catch a snake. Because there's like there's a couple of snakes actually that that look pretty similar, and so like if you don't know the right pattern, like it can get you good. He's a bearded dragon type head as well, or is that just sleep? He does kind of look like he has a bearded dragon kind of face, which is fun. I really like the smaller tree dudes too, because they remind me a lot of like the Ents from the Lord of the Rings, just like on a much smaller scale. Snakes are a note from me. Yeah. I was definitely a lot braver as a child, and also a lot stupider. Hence why I tried to pick up a snake. But I'm here today, so it all worked out okay. Spiders or whatever, I can take them or leave them, but snakes are a burn everything down and relocate. Oh no. Do you have a lot of snakes in your where you live? Nope, thank God. Nice. Nice. And none are poisonous? That's good. Yeah, for me, it's like there aren't really just poisonous snakes around. You have to go to where the snakes are, right? Like but they are there, so they do exist. And also luckily there's only like one kind of poisonous snake. So if you know what to look for, like you can avoid them. There are places in the US where it's like there's like a bunch of poisonous snakes and you're like, I don't want to go there. And the worst are like rattlesnakes, right? Because like that's the kind of snake that like blends in with the ground, so like you won't necessarily see it. And then it'll start rattling its tail and you're like, oh, that's it. I'm done. GG. Start a new game. Run it back. My school had a snake that would help calm down the students. Oh no, bro. Oh. They tried to get me to hold it. I was mere seconds away from having an absolute meltdown. Yeah, that sounds a bit terrifying. All right. Bro doesn't even remotely fit on the base. That's okay though. I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do for their bases. It'll probably just be a pretty standard, like, swampy theme, I think. I don't know that I need to do anything too crazy for these guys. Let's see here. I did get 2 boxes, so I also got this box. And if I'm honest, the only reason I got this box is because of her. She's a pretty cool model. The rest of the models in the box, kinda meh. But this one, pretty cool. And sadly, I couldn't just buy this model, which is a bit tragic. There's quite a large market for like people selling parts of boxes for like Warhammer on like eBay, right? But it is not the same for Malifaux. It's like an all or nothing kind of thing. why I'm very happy in cold, wet, miserable England, because there are no snakes, no scorpions, just no wildlife trying to murder you in general. Yeah, deer jumping in front of your car just for a laugh. Yeah, we got those too. The deer jumping out in front of your car is is definitely a fun thing to be worried about when you're driving around at night. I couldn't find a single box of the model I was looking for on eBay from Malifaux. Yeah. Which is, like, kind of just a little bit disappointing. Like, because like I said, I go to eBay a lot for, like, Warhammer models, because there's a pretty good market for it. But it is not the same for Malifaux. Which I actually find a little interesting. Like, I wonder why. I guess a lot of people that buy Malifaux models want the whole set and keep the whole set, which is interesting. At least it's not Canada where moose jump in front of cars. Yeah. Cars lose that fight 9 out of 10 times. To be fair, you also lose a fight with a deer. But you do come out better against a deer than you do a moose. Crazy how unassuming moose... Yeah. Yeah, moose can be so dangerous. Just because of how big they are. Bison can also be like that, but I mean, luckily or unluckily, right? Bison are endangered, and so they're mostly kept in, like, reserves and stuff, far away from roads. So, like, running into a bison is not gonna happen on the road, right? Whereas sometimes you might run into a moose. Absolutely no fly zone. Yeah, for real. Australia. If you go to the United States, Florida, there's a lot of snakes. South America, a lot of snakes there. And they got those big uns in South America. See where else has a lot of snakes? I feel like it is mostly Australia though. They also have spiders. Got so many spiders in Australia. Like, I saw a video where someone was talking about how they have to like pick up their shoes by like the tip of the shoe and like bang it a little bit to make sure there's no spiders in their shoes when they put it on, because like venomous spiders can like start nesting in your shoes like overnight, so you gotta like pick up your shoes and like bang it to make sure you don't get a big old spider in your shoe. I can't believe how common bears and alligators are in the U.S. Yeah. Not. They're pretty common in certain parts of the U.S., but the U.S. is pretty huge, and they have been hunted away from like most places. But yeah, there are bears in particular. There are a good number of bears in the U.S. One of my coworkers has a 6-foot boa constrictor. Yeah. Just for fun. Hey, Dark Mage, it's for calming her down, you know, like the one in your classroom. It's nightmare fuel, yeah, exactly. That is pretty terrifying. That is a huge snake, bro. That snake is long. Her son got it for her, and she accepted it. Yo. All I'm saying is, if my child came home with a big old snake, disowned. Okay? Bye. That's okay. You let your guard down and the snake will send you to eternal rest? Yeah. She literally said it's not that big. Not that big, just bigger than, like, the average adult human being. So, like, yo, she wanted it? No. Yeah, the snake's taller than I am, for sure. She wanted it? No. That's crazy. Although I did also see a video of like, there were like psych researchers that like got together a bunch of toddlers and put a bunch of snakes with them. And the toddlers were fine with it. And basically they were studying like what fears are like when we start to develop fears as humans and like where they come from. So like the point of the study was to be like, yes, we aren't inherently afraid of snakes. Like that's a learned fear. And didn't look like fun. If I'm honest. When he got old enough to be not dumb around the nope rope, yeah. It's so funny. Absolutely wild. Mexico has the most. That's what I was saying. South. I guess that's Central America, but South. Our southern neighbors. They got a lot of snakes. They are considered dangerous, but they're not. I think they can be pets. Like I think they can be trained pretty well. They're not venomous, which is a plus. Brazil is second with 420 species. Yeah. Although to be fair, Brazil is huge. So it is honestly impressive that Mexico has that many species of snakes. Oh, you need a special permit? Yeah, I mean, I bet. Yeah, and like, on that note, like, Florida has they have a huge problem with pythons because a bunch of people got pet pythons, decided they didn't want them anymore, and just let them loose into the wild. And so now there's like an invasive species issue with pythons that's like like causing a bunch of issues in the ecosystems in that state. So like, yeah, you should need a permit for like, I think honestly, I think most pets should require a permit. Like, is Florida even real? No, it's not. I mean, it is, but like, nah. It's not. Same thing happened with the angelfish. Yeah. Yeah. We don't claim it. Yeah, it's not a part of our country actually. We don't claim it. Yeah, this model reminds me a lot of Lilith from the Borderlands series. I just realized why I like this model so much. It's giving me big Lilith vibes. Of course, the metal wings, not as cool as the flaming wings, but like... pretty close. Maybe I'll do the Lilith hair colors too, you know, with like the let's see here. Like the orange hair with like the white tips. That could be cool. Reminds me of Tannis, but the wings do scream Lilith. Yeah. Yeah, because Tannis has those, like the goggles and stuff. This is the tiniest sword. Bring Maya back for real. So Maya was my first character in Borderlands 2, and I was so sad when she died. Like that was tragic. It took me like a day to get over it and like recover. Yeah. Yeah, I always play the sirens in the Borderlands series. It's a fun idea. Yeah, Maya dying was pretty tragic. I was legitimately pissed at the villains, so I guess that was a good story, right? Like. When I'm like actually mad at the villains, like I always play Sirens, although Moe's from Borderlands 3 was pretty fun. Yeah. think Borderlands 3. I did play Moe's. I think I actually played all the characters from Borderlands 3. The robot sniper was pretty fun. But yeah, I generally start with the sirens because it's just a fun. It's just fun. I think it's a cool idea. I like sirens. The fake ending at Borderlands, yeah. In BG3, yeah. Yeah, the fake ending was... Bro, that was so sad. What a game. A lot of stuff has been coming out for Borderlands 4, and I'm hyped about it. I am very excited for Borderlands 4. I think it's still a little ways off, but I'm ready for it. I don't know why I put BG3. Yeah, I was a little confused there for a second. I was like, did he actually mean BG3? I was like, I still get Borderlands 2 speed runs and no death runs. Yeah, nice. My older brother got into Borderlands 2 speedruns, and so yeah, he would do like the grenade jumping and stuff. That was fun. It was fun to watch too. You're like, oh, dude. Like, what? And then he would show me like the tricks for like insta-killing the bunker in Borderlands 2, where you would like, if you played a certain class and shot it at the right angle, it would the bullet would infinitely ricochet within the bunker and like insta-kill it. That was a fun. That was fun because it made grinding the bunker like really easy. Watching speedrun games will never not be insanely fun to watch. Yeah, there's like the creative ways that people find to absolutely destroy games is incredible. I think I'm gonna be done building for right now. Come on, I'll do a little painting. I'm feeling like painting right now. Mostly, I'm just a little bored of building. If I'm honest. Let's grab our terrain piece. Done with puzzles for the day? Yeah, a little bit. And also, like, I built the models I was most excited about. So the rest are kind of just it's not filling me with the same excitement. So I'll build them later. Get the largest brush that I own to do some of this painting. How's that paint palette? It's good. As you can see, it's not like stupid easy to clean, but it is still pretty easy to clean. Mostly I'm just lazy, but it works out super well. It works out like, I'm not gonna bust out the wet palette for like just a little bit of painting. And so it works really well for this when I'm like, yeah, I just want to do a little bit of painting. And like setting up the wet palette is a lot for the little painting I'm gonna do. So this is like perfect for that. Getting flashbacks as well and about this her gold. No! No! That sounds terrible. When I was a kid, I spilled a lot of paint. Like, so much. And I was always like, why am I so bad at like not spilling paint, right? And then I found out that other people also spill the paint pots, and I'm like, thank goodness, actually. Like, they are like easy to spill, right? Like, it's not like a it's not just a weird issue that I'm having. But because of that, I am like pretty careful with my paint pots because I'm like traumatized from my youth. I'm just like always spilling paint everywhere. I only ever spill pots when I have to clean them so they shut properly. Yeah, that is so super ironic. Well, I like the tall paint pots are like really hard to. So that's why I 3D printed these paint pot holders because they. I have a problem with those. Thank you for the water, Dark Mage. Appreciate it. Yeah, I do like this like copper color with the blue. Again, this looks pretty good. Not being particularly neat. Maybe I should be using a smaller brush for this. It's too late now. I couldn't possibly switch brushes at this point. Never knew watching terrain painting would be so satisfying. Secretly top shelf ASMR, that's so funny. It's pretty satisfying to do as well. Like there's not a whole lot of like there's not a whole lot of stress. It's pretty simple shapes. My goodness. I'm still just messing it up all the time. Are you gonna be doing any oxidization effects, or just leaving it bronze? We'll see. I think it could be really cool to do that like teal rust effects that happens to copper. But I'll try it out and see how it is. This is a ruined building, so some nice rust effects would be fitting. I might do like light rusting. So the whole thing isn't rusted, but like around the rivets and in certain patches, I'll do rusting just to add some interest, but keep the overall color this bronze color. It'll be a slightly darker bronze because of course I'm gonna be slapping Reichland Flesh Shade on this, so. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this Mechanicum symbol. I am thinking I might do bronze all the way around the outside. Could be interesting. All these wires and stuff, I'll do just like a regular silver metallic. To separate it from adding a couple different metallic colors. Keep things interesting. I wish my terrain pieces like this had stairs. Yeah. Find it silly for a Space Marine in Terminator armor to be climbing. Yeah. Or just force jumping it. Yeah, it would definitely be. It would definitely be cool to have like stairs or stuff. In Kill Team, they have ladders. But again, those aren't required to get up to the second floor. They just make it like easier. So it would definitely be more interesting if they had like stairs or something. It would like, and they can make it so that it like restricts where you can get up. And would make like, jetpack or like really acrobatic units more interesting. That was definitely a place where I should have switched to a smaller brush, but we kind of did it. Pretty minimal mistakes, actually. Just had to hold my breath for the entire thing. Quick ad. Remember to breathe, yeah. I'll make sure to add that, actually. That's a good one. I think that looks like a pretty good amount of copper on there. I'm really not sure I need like to surround this mechanicum symbol with copper. But I don't know what color I'm gonna make it if I don't. Excuse me. Yeah, I really don't have a good color to like do touch-ups with, because I did this blue by, you know, like layering up grays and then applying the Leviathan blue contrast paint over it, which in hindsight I should have painted all the other details before applying the Leviathan blue contrast paint, but I was doing a little bit of experimenting, so I wasn't sure that's what I wanted to do at the time. So, but it's definitely something important that I should do for all the other terrain pieces. So right now I've kind of limited myself so that my best option for for like touch-ups is to come in with a toothpick. And scrape the paint off. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and paint this copper. Because like I said, I don't really have any other better ideas, so... I can see the Admech logo in bronze. Gold seems too flashy. Yeah, definitely not gold. And I was like, I could do it in silver, but like, eh. I feel like it wouldn't stand out as much, you know, if it's silver. So like, I think copper is like kind of my best option. Then I'm like, am I doing too much copper? And I don't think so. I think there's a good amount of copper, but I don't think there's too much. I do think I need to like not do any more though. Like on this wall. Like if I'm doing any other metallic, it'll have to be like silver metallic. I mean the skull itself, I think will be like a bone colored, and then you know maybe I'll do some fun colors for the wires. Like I'll put like red, yellow, green wires. This side will have a fair amount of copper as well. If I decide to skip, if I decide to stick with kind of the elements that I decided to paint copper on this piece, the outer edge, and this is like a bottom piece of a destroyed window. So I'll paint like the window copper, kind of the edge of the fan, and these crossbar pieces. Once you get the silver on there, the bronze won't feel so overpowering. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I did make the decision to go a little bit harder with the blue. So like the wall is more blue. But oh no, what happened here? Well, I haven't even started painting this side yet and I already have copper on it? No. But like with the copper and with the silver, I think I'm feeling good about the level of blue that the wall is. Because yeah, there will in the end be a lot less surface area of blue. That's what you get for using the wrong brush side? I know. Mistakes were made. That's okay. Figure something out. It might just end up being... My goodness. It might just end up being that I have to cover it up and redo specific areas with the gray and contrast paint over it, which will be a pain, but it is what it is. Let's see, let's bust out the steel here. I love this doorbell. They're like, in the 41st millennium, we still have doorbells, for sure. I wonder what the doorbell sound is. I like to think it's the most depressed Servo Skull, wondering why you bothered him was your petty question. Dogs barking to scare people away? Yo. A depressed Servo Skull does sound very likely. Dogs to scare people away. Could be good. I could see like an AdMech like tech priest that just wants to be left to their own research, like, and just could not be bothered to like entertain guests. So they set up like some absolutely terrifying noise to come out of the doorbell to like discourage visitors. That's looking pretty good, actually. I think. And it'll look even better once I slap some washes on these metallics. It'll look banging. Maybe do some touch-ups too. I am planning on doing a few like a glow effect around this light as well. Just again to kind of make it easier for people to see the door, because that is an important part of the like the kill team game. But also just kind of cool. The Atmec house is definitely a servo skull. Don't forget to take your flesh off at the door. Oh no. Oh no. Might as well fill in the rest of these. I'm on a roll. Thank you, sir. All right. I ran out of water 2 hydrates ago. Yo. Thank you for the water, Dark Mage. I appreciate it. Doing the Emperor's work, keeping us alive out here. I gotta go get more. I'm actually pissed, yo. What have you been drinking? Caught. Hopes and dreams, yo. Tears? Hopes and dreams? Oh no. Thank you for the blood of my enemies. Insert Imperium joke I'm not cool enough to make, yo. Thank you for paying the tithes. Both of you. The Munitorum thanks you. I made sure to remember to turn on the chat bot this time, so that it records tithes paid. Alright, I do think I'm gonna end this stream here. I'm getting pretty tired. Dark Mage, I don't know how you're still awake. You're a real hero. But today was a pretty chill hobby day. Just kind of doing whatever. Painting some terrain, building some models. Tomorrow, I'll be painting this bad boy here that if it gets focused. 3 a.m. baby, woo! Bro, you're crazy. Kind of hard to see, but this is the Trickster. It's the demon model that I got from Creature Caster that the Dark Mage requested. Be painting him up tomorrow. I gotta figure out a scheme tonight. And also read up on some lore. I gotta know what this guy does. So I can accurately paint him. I'm in deep right now, yo. And make sure you get some sleep so I can see you on stream tomorrow. He looks like the Shadowbringer Catan. He does. Apparently, he's a shapeshifter, from what I've gathered from the little bit of lore I read. It's a shapeshifter. So, pretty cool. And like I'm down. A lot of the creature caster factions kind of mimic 40k factions. He's basically the changeling then. Yeah. He so this faction kind of mimics Tzeentch. So hence the shapeshifter and the kind of like weird tentacle vibes out of his little pet thing. Tzeentch colors all the way. Yeah, maybe I'll do like maybe I'll paint the like the skin parts like he's like a pink horror. Or a blue horror, maybe. Maybe pink, and his robes will be like a blue. We'll see. A big old pink horror, yeah. Yeah, just a little bit. He's the pink horror that ate his Wheaties for breakfast. He ate his veggies growing up. Grew up nice and big and strong. But yeah, like I said, I think I'm gonna end it here. So thank you for hanging out. I had a lot of fun today, and I hope you did too. Hopefully, I will see you all tomorrow. I have played Total War Warhammer 3, yeah. I'm trying to remember. If you play Zinch, your pink horror can get lost in the warp, and that's what it looks like when he comes back. Really? I might have to do a Zinch playthrough just to see that actually. That sounds epic. See if I can speed run getting my pink horror lost in the warp. Yeah, it's always a good time, Dark Mage. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a great rest of your night, too. Hopefully, your night ends soon, honestly. Get some sleep. You remind me to hydrate and have good posture. I'll remind you to go to sleep. Deal? Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye.